Namaste, and welcome to 50 Shades of Great. Come to your senses with me. I'm Kee McGraw. I'm a doctor of health theology, and as such, I am thrilled to present you with these 50 tools with which you can utilize your senses to bring yourself evermore to your own particular greatness. In this way, healthcare professionals might also be able to utilize these tools in working with your clients as well as your students. You are welcome to continuing education hours for your time spent here, and for those healthcare professionals who are interested in receiving a certificate of completion for the efforts that you're about to make, stay tuned for further details online. Air juice. Now the next step along the path of the air is to come into the awareness of the second chakra as it responds to the air. You know that the second chakra is governed by the water element, and the way that the water element can easily relate to the sense of touch is to take yourself into conscious bathing, as we have in other approaches to bringing through this trans-sensory experience. But for today's purposes, we're going to be approaching the pre- and post-bath ritual in a way to bring more consciousness to your preparation for bathing, as well as what we might do when we've concluded with the bathing. We'll come to that later. So as this is now our 23rd step along the paths of utilizing these many tools to help to evolve our consciousness and to come through into greater intentional living, I'm going to introduce the idea of utilizing a dry skin brush prior to your entering into your bath or your shower. In this way, you do well to find or use that natural bristle brush, perhaps that you have already had around and not been using much of, and now you have a chance to take your time to feel the particular firmness of the bristle, making sure that it's not too hard and also not too soft for you. And as you begin, once you've touched your hands with the bristles, let yourself begin this sweeping from the extremities towards the heart. In this way, we start where we're comfortable and familiar with the contacting of the brush on the hand, and as it feels comfortable to you, you allow yourself to become more vigorous as you move toward the center of the body. In doing this, we're stimulating clearly the skin, and with it, the awareness is that the skin is the external component or the outside manifestation of our lungs. And as such, when we are cleansing our skin, we're doing well to help to open our lungs. And with that, you might be in the right timing to switch to your second hand. And with the hand up through the arm, moving from the extremities towards the heart. And in doing so, we're stimulating the skin and removing the dead skin cells topically, so the surface layer of the dermis is able to exfoliate just a bit. But beyond that, we're also stimulating the circulatory system, bringing more fresh blood flow to the skin, which will bring to the skin a more radiant glow. But with it, when we bring the blood flow ever more to the skin, we're bringing the oxygenation to the skin, so as we're stimulating the lungs, we're able to take fuller, freer, deeper breaths and maximize the oxygen in each breath ever more, so that this oxygen is able to come into the skin more completely, and also the important component of removing the waste products from the body. Which is to say that as we're stimulating the circulatory system, we are helping to remove the waste products from the body, stimulating that aspect of what our circulatory system is always doing for us. In this way, you can start to switch into stimulating one foot at a time. And in this way, if you're a little bit ticklish, you should know that generally we experience the tickles when we are not applying enough pressure. So you can, of course, give yourself just a little bit more pressure. And you'll note that I am, again, sweeping or brushing from the extremity of the foot upward towards the heart, ever closer towards the trunk of the body. And in this way, taking your time to completely brush the skin, removing dead skin cells, but increasing circulation. And in this way, helping us to breathe more completely, stimulating our immune system, and all of this as we're taking the time through the heart chakra to stimulate our sense of touch. And in this way, you might be ready to switch with me to your other foot, and from the foot, taking the time to apply just that right amount of pressure up through the shin. It is in this way that as we continue, we're stimulating the sense of touch in the body. Often we are in need of sensory stimulation, and when we spend a lot of time just sitting at the computer or driving in your vehicle, going to work and taking care of all the many things we have to in our busy lives, we tend to limit our ability to access sensory material. And what the result is that we tend to just eat or find one particular sense that we know we can count on stimulating in order to stimulate all the others. And here, instead, as we're stimulating our sense of touch, we're obviously giving our hands something important to do, and we're tending to the full body by brushing the skin and increasing the circulation. And so in this way, you might find that time spent in brushing the skin before you take your shower or bath has an additional benefit, which is that it's bringing you away from your own particular senses that you are regularly stimulating, such as the sense of sight by staring at the computer screens regularly, or by stimulating the sense of eating by constantly having some food munching around available to you. In this way, when instead we take a moment to stimulate our sense of touch in all these ways, we experience tremendous benefits in these self-loving approaches. In this way, as you continue to prepare yourself for your bath, you will be brushing through the whole body, sweeping up the thighs, up towards the hips, sweeping through the arms into the chest, and from the chest into the heart. In addition, we take the time to use the skin brush to massage the abdominal muscles and the abdominal surface of the skin, doing so in the circular motion, which is best described if you were to look at your abdomen as if it had a clock face on it with 12 o'clock. Here, we would say a clockwise direction as you're looking at your own abdomen is the direction of the skin brushing or any self-massaging approach onto your abdomen. Once you've spent a good 10 to 20 minutes working with your skin brushing, oh, and not to forget, of course, the back. Often we have the skin brush just so we can get those hard to reach places in the back body. But here we're experiencing how we can use the skin brushing, the dry skin brushing before a shower to bring about many other benefits to the whole body and the whole being. Now you may have noticed that with this particular brush I'm using, there is also a percussive end to it, which, if you were so inclined, you could similarly use from the extremities towards the heart in just the way that I'm indicating. Given a little percussion into these areas to help to bring through the release of tension, that additional blood flow and circulation now into the deeper regions of the body, so that not just the superficial surface is getting that stimulation, but truly the deeper aspects, and especially you might feel the effects in your abdomen. Here you want to make sure that if anything's feeling too hard, obviously just back off a little bit and let it be just that right amount of pressure and thumping, releasing tension for you. And if you don't have that thumper on the backside, that's just totally fine. You have the idea. When we utilize our sense of touch to prepare ourselves for the shower, now the whole body is open, so that as you were to allow yourself to get into the water of your shower or your bath, you would find that half the work's already done, and that the body has already started to give up some of the toxins it's holding on to, and it's happy to have the assistance of the nice warm water that you might be using. And now allow yourself to rest onto your back, lying down. And you're welcome to stay as long as it's right for you, so that you might integrate the energy that's been freed up from the use of this one particular tool. And once you've concluded, allow yourself to come back up into the vertical position. Pause to notice the changes that have taken place in your body, mind, and spirit. And as you do so, join me as we offer our voices in gratitude to the path. Inhaling. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's be with the peace that's deep within. Joy Bhagwan. And Namaste.